Hey guys, producer Melisa here. Good news, Mecca and Jamila were in the same room for this episode. Bad news, it did cause some audio bleed, so there are a few little rough spots with the audio here in this episode, but it is still great content, great episode, so please tune in, and I promise next week the audio will be better. Enjoy the episode.
Going in that cash talk, walk in the booth like Naomi on the catwalk, and tell them bitches whoop whoop from the Jaguar. It ain't even right though. Push me and I might go. She ain't getting money. I'm like, what the fuck the hype for? When them bitches bite flow, make my appetite go poof, gone. Voila, magic, looking mad good just to pull up on them rampant.
Oh, I can't. You're not on the screen this week.
Yeah, I'm here.
You're here. Welcome back to another episode of Unhinged Immoral. We're in the same room this week.
Yes.
And I'm so used to looking at the screen to look at you.
Yeah, look at me. That's what that nigga said.
Well, let me go ahead and turn you down in my ears because I can hear you right now. What the hell? I just thought about that. I was like, why are you echoing? But it's like, because you're right here.
But not too much because we got to hear Melisa.
So, why is Jamila in Houston, Texas on my couch?
Well, this weekend we celebrated lesbianism.
Come out of the spirit of lesbianism. They said no.
They said, well, no, actually.
No, actually, we're going to stay in the spirit of homosexuality.
I'm going to take it up a level. My sister proposed to her girlfriend, and it was a beautiful situation. It was so great, so nice, so lovely. And so now I have a additional sister.
Yeah. Shout out to Jazz and Sharonda.
Yes.
People on Twitter, when you posted it, it went kind of viral.
Yeah.
I think they assumed Sharonda was your sister.
I know they do
because of the skin tone,
and they keep telling me that we look alike.
And
I've just been letting it rock.
You guys kind of do, but I was holding myself from being like, her sister is the one on one knee.
I don't know what to. I'm like, oh, now that I think about it, maybe this was misleading.
No, but you know what? I was thinking, you didn't even get Jazz's. You got Jazz's big old fat ass.
Yeah.
But no one can see Jazz's face. And the picture I posted on TikTok last night with the three of y'all standing there that I took, people were like, they were in the comments assuming Sharonda was your sister too. And I was like,
yeah, no,
it's the other one.
It's the other one, yeah.
Colorism.
And that's why it's always so funny because it's like everybody always puts me with the light. But now I'm the only light-skinned person in my family.
Remember when they were on TikTok saying that you were biracial? And I was like, if you only saw her family, she's not biracial.
Actually, no. Not even close.
What is this? The recessive Ridgeback gene.
And I'm talking about you have to go so far back. That's the funniest part about it. It's like, actually, I'm so opposite of biraciality because I don't know any white people in my lineage actually at all. We would have to go back to literally slavery.
I was going to say, I know who it is, but again, my parents are so. My grandfather. Fun fact: my grandfather was born in 1896.
Yeah, you just don't have as many generations.
I just don't have
there's only 3 generations.
Same vibe. Old people having kids for like 3 generations, but honestly, it's 4 generations back. The slave master. So we're only 4 generations removed. I actually know the guy's name and all that stuff. But I do feel I do meet the qualifications because now the qualifications are no longer the 4 black grandparents. They want 8 black grandparents, which I also have.
And it's you guys can
what's
keep
crazy
going.
It's like you guys can't kick. Once you guys start getting to the 32, you might have got me. But
it's like then, I don't know.
I'm still meeting the qualifications.
Yeah, I stand very firmly and
that's why I
place my feet on solid ground.
Did you see the girl on Twitter? Okay, so this is the thing.
What girl? I've seen there's a conversation, but I don't know the origins.
Finally, I can talk to you about
okay, great. Because I'm like,
TikTok about it,
I'm like, which biracial is coming in today?
She's not even really biracial. She's like an
octoroon?
Well, okay, I will say I saw the picture she put. So she is definitely a white presenting woman. She is absolutely like if you just looked at her, white. Mm-hmm. Her father looks to be light skinned. Like her dad looks like me. Probably a little more like you.
Okay.
But she's a Twitch streamer,
Twitcher. Okay.
And she tried to participate in a Black History Month, what seems to be a Black History Month gaming tournament on Twitch with Black women, Black streamers.
And they clocked her tea.
They told her only Black presenting women. Because she sent a picture of her dad and said, I'm half Black. So the person said, this is for Black presenting women. Now, full stop. I made a TikTok saying, here's the thing about this. I do feel like I understand that biracial people feel like they don't have a place. I understand all of that and have much empathy. Having to raise little moms for 2 years put me onto a lot of game in terms of like that frame of mind and like really not feeling like you belong anywhere. Because I had to have them honest conversations with her. Taking it back, call back to our conversation about biracial with Black moms. Is you not Black or is you Black? Because that was a lot of my energy with having to raise her. Well, do you use gel and a hard brush in your hair? Tell them to shut the fuck up, like that, right? This girl's from the UK, where the one drop rule is much less prevalent. They don't like their racial caste structure is so different from the United States. So I didn't even know that, and I was like, so the thing about this is, especially in the US, if you are a biracial, passing biracial, and you are actively involved in Black culture, there are certain things that you wouldn't even set yourself up for. You ain't never seen Mariah Carey pull no bullshit. And so what this tells me is I don't think that she's as involved in Black culture.
She's not in community.
She's not in community at all.
And that's always the point.
That's the point.
I made a video a while back because there was a conversation again about the biracial identity. And I was like, everybody is using all of these big terms and I get it. And I love that for us. But let me break this down in the most simple nigga way that I can. Some biracial people are going to be considered Black and some aren't. And it's very simple. A lot of people's like, well, why come we assume, why do we call J. Cole Black? Because J. Cole looks Black, he acts Black, he's in Black community. There's nothing to converse. Now, if you were to say that about somebody else, I can't think of an example. Maybe like, let's say Rashida Jones, just because I know she's pretty white looking, but I don't know her scenario. So let's assume that
Rashida's definitely, but that's the thing. So Rashida and Kiara are Peggy Lipton and Quincy Jones. And they are the exact opposite. Yeah. But they both kind of aesthetically look the same. I would say Kiara only looks more Black because she's in community with Black people. And like she does her hair like Black girls. Like so when they're doing, whereas Rashida has just the lip bang. You know what I'm saying? Kiara leaves a bit of tech. Like exactly. You're in community. That's the difference.
It's the difference. It just is. And it doesn't have to be this like super extravagant conversation. I feel like Black people who are obviously Black, who have never questioned their Blackness, it's a split decision for us. It's not even something that we think about so deeply. That's why it's funny to me when it becomes a deep conversation. It's like, actually, we did think about it that deeply. We never thought, oh my gosh, the reason we consider J. Cole Black is because it's like we just did. It was just like an easy recognition.
If you look at pictures using Rashida and Kiara as an example again, if you look at pictures of them as little girls, they look very similar. And then as they go through teenagehood and decide who they're going to be, then they start looking like who they're hanging out with. And Kiara was actually best friends with Aaliyah. And they have like matching. And it's like Kiara looks like Rashida full stop. But then you see Kiara next to Aaliyah and it's like, these are two Black girls. You know what I'm saying? These are two Black girls with the blowout and the swoop and all this shit. And it's just like, yeah, even if you're going to look at someone like Mariah Carey, someone like Alato, you can tell they're biracial, but you can also be like, oh, well, hanging out with Black people.
I was saying, I can tell which side congregate on,
gravitate towards.
Yeah.
And I really think that like at the end of the day, even when you're discussing people who are quote unquote passing, that's what it comes down to. But even if you are passing, again, Mariah Carey has never pulled no bullshit.
Yeah.
Mariah Carey has never, mind you, Mariah Carey is recognized for the most part as a Black woman, but she doesn't do too much.
Right.
When people are like, you don't look, she's just like, well, yes.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. And
these are just things that are about
things. And I've just noticed like there's a lot of mixed people in California, obviously.
Same with Kiki Wyatt.
Exactly.
Who's like obviously so Black because of
it's like mixed people who really be around Black people are also like Black people in the sense that they don't give a fuck. Exactly. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, I don't care. Shut up.
Like, what are you talking about?
Remember we were saying a couple weeks ago, like, we're some hypocrites. You're not Black. Yes, I am. Okay.
Right. All right. Well, next conversation. The biracial tendency. When do we give biracials the time to speak? Is always the question.
But I want, like, again, I really feel like it's the biracials who are like not around us. Who feel that way.
It is. I've never seen this young woman, so I can't. If you show me a picture of her, then
show you a picture
I'll
of
give
her,
you
of her
black or not.
No, I can show you. That's why this is funny.
And this is just based off my thoughts, just my opinions, just me looking at her.
You're gonna see,
and that's how I determine it. To be honest, if I look at you and I think you're black, you're black.
Well, you won't think that.
That's the old average Negro scale.
I can tell you won't think. Just let me. I'm looking at this picture of you.
Oh yeah, that baby not black.
And so this was the other thing that she
This
did.
is the girl that's saying she black?
Yes, but this was the other thing she did. She added all of the the black women Twitch people, and was basically like getting all the white people to like say bad things. And she, apparently, allegedly, she referred to black people as that community, So she doesn't, like, that's the thing. You're not in community.
It's getting racialized.
It is getting racialized.
Yeah. That's gonna be a no for me, baby.
With our conversation with Han, you could, like, after talking to Han, you could tell that she was somewhat tapped in.
Yeah,
a little bit.
You can. I can tell off. It's an easy one too.
They were mad we posted Jake and Han during Black History Month.
Yeah,
I don't know. It just was the.
They were already lined up. What do you want me to do? God damn it! What do you want me to do? Shit! I just feel like. What did y'all want me to damn do?
First of all, the thing is, you're not subscribed to our Patreon.
That's
number one. Clock that T. These episodes are 3 weeks delayed, so these are from these. Our Patreon got the Black History Month schedule.
I'm just, and on top of that, I took a long time to download them. So what? Sue me.
I don't know. I guess the timing. I didn't even think too much into it.
I'm also just black, so shut up. Not gonna take y'all seriously. What the fuck is y'all talking about? Oh,
mind you, we have 5 other episodes with black creators that we need to upload.
Mind you, Jake is the only white that we. That is the only white person we even talk to.
Wait. It's just because the comment was under Han's video and not even Jake's. It was like, yeah, y'all could have kept Jake and Han this month.
You know what, y'all ain't there. I ain't gonna.
I said, now wait, hold on.
Y'all are so funny. Y'all funny. See, I love that y'all just be saying whatever the fuck.
I was gonna say, sometimes it be a bit mean, it be a bit rude. But the ones that be funny, I do be laughing. Like that one that said, y'all, the girl, I think it was a girl. She said, you could have kept Jake and Han this month. I was in my room cracking up. I said, damn, y'all, we recorded these in January.
Damn.
My bad. Subscribe to our Patreon, $3. Check our links. You'll be on the Black History Month schedule.
Hello. And you know one thing about us, Black History extends. Fight the power.
It's all year around. We're not just boxing ourselves into 1 month.
We're gonna extend that motherfucker. How about that? March is Women's Month, so
more black women.
Hello, Black queens forever. Snow bunnies never.
Well, and hard.
Oh my god. My bad, y'all. Shit, I'm sorry.
Anyway, what you been into on the TikTok streets?
Honestly, I've been in such a ignoring letting go. Yeah.
Same.
And it's been blissful.
I love it.
I made a TikTok about how I'm loving being on the outskirts watching everybody else beef, and like how there's kind of like a still like some fragments left over from the Beyonce bowl of it all. And I said, why does a little part of me hope that you guys remain enemies forever?
I mean, listen.
It's funny. Like, I don't know. Like, you guys being like arch nemesis. I love it.
Oh, what is the fragments? I honestly
don't know where we're at now, but I just know that they're never going to forgive each other. And I don't know. There's fragments of conversations and arguments and hatred left over from
spawns
Beyonce.
Of new beef that spawned from the Beyonce bowl that is now dying out.
Yes. And just I truly don't know all of the arguments that have happened. I just have been watching people talk, and I'll hear them mention names like, oh, that Tory girl, or oh, that Julesy girl, or oh, that Han girl, that Imani Crutches and Spice girl. Like, they're just name dropping and like cussing. I don't know. I have no idea what the context is. Nor do I care. But it's like, I think Christina had said it really does remind you of like being at a family gathering where it's like, these cousins hate each other. And
I'm not
what it
gonna
feels
lie.
like.
As a messy bitch who lives for drama, I think it's so tea.
Yeah.
I think it's so tea.
I'm living.
Like, and then the one cousin, I feel like we're becoming the cousins who be trying to stay above it all, but somehow kind of
being messy.
What y'all had said, and then you come and dip a toe in, and you ain't got all the information. And then, that's not even all this. Oh, my bad.
Yeah. Oh, let me shut the hell up.
Shut the hell up, girl.
Yeah.
That happened to me this week, and I did the ignoring. I was like, oh, Drew had made it. Well, let me stop. Drew had made
Drew Afawalo, by the way.
Drew Afawalo had been on a podcast.
Yeah.
They posted the podcast.
Yeah. They posted like a clip of the podcast on Valentine's Day.
On Valentine's Day. I guess when she was on the podcast, it was 3 years ago. They said she was talking about a specific situation.
Yeah.
But the clip they've said was love yourself. That goes crazy. I start seeing one of these videos on my For You page where people are
of just the conversation.
Just the conversation, right? Which is a conversation I've had before, on here about like dating and loving yourself. It's more, I will say, some of the videos I saw were a lot of energy.
Yeah.
And it's funny the way I got sucked in because I watched, I was like, oh, I'm not mad. Like, I just want to talk about this. Like, everyone's talking about it. Like, it's whatever. And I even referenced that in the video that I made. I said, I ain't mad enough. I'm not single enough that I'm mad. But if I was single enough, I could see why y'all was mad. Like, my video was very jokey, very cheeky, like, not serious at all. Yeah. Like, literally jokes and shits and gigs.
Yeah.
Then they were like, this video was old. So mind you, my video was so lighthearted. When somebody said in the comments the video was old, I was like, oh,
still here.
I mean, okay, like,
yeah, that's what I.
You know how like you're literally not shit talking someone, even when you get on the context, you're like, oh, okay, cool, like the video's old,
right? Thanks for the context.
Thanks.
What does that change about what I said?
Wait, hold on.
That was the funniest part because I felt like my video was.
I said, fuck you.
Yeah.
And then big finance man and both of y'all go straight to hell. You'd have thought I said that. Because
I don't understand what happened.
I don't know what happened. I went to sleep. Mind you, I was watching it because I made it late at night before bed. Comments were pretty cool. And again, the person who corrected me in that night span. So it was just like, okay, went to sleep. Don't know what the fuck happened. Blew up. All of a sudden,
Drew and Mecca
are beefing. I said, whoa. No, we're not.
Where did this come from? I'm like, oh. And then I got sucked in it too because it's just like Mecca and Jamila and Drew. I said, no, I get in it. And it's funny because it's like, let me go rewatch my video because am I stupid?
No, wait. I went and rewatched the videos I made and was like, I didn't say anything wrong. I
mind you, I rewatched it, chuckled.
Because I'm so funny.
So funny.
Literally. You know how like when you start getting the group chat, hey guys, I know you guys would tell me if I said something wrong. Everyone's like, no, you didn't say anything wrong. Yeah. But I can tell people, like always, we're just going off of what they were seeing the conversation. Because you always know that second wind when, okay, a conversation's happening and then the video actually pops up on your For You page.
Yes.
I got that inundated with the comments like, is this the video you guys are talking about? And I was responding like, yes. And people were like, this is not what I thought. This is not what I thought.
It changed. And that was the part like, I'm like, okay, guys, I think there's this thing that happens on TikTok where it's like you make a video that's in some way, shape or form being perceived as a disagreement from somebody else. And now all of a sudden you have energy and you hate this person or you, it's like.
Which is so crazy because someone had responded to this. I had said, even if I disagree, which the sentiment, because there was a girl and they're like, Viola Davis feels the same way. And I was like, first of all, I felt like it was low-key a micro. That's why I was like waiting. I was waiting for the exact microaggression because the comments, and I keep saying it, this is not a reflection on Drew, but I have noticed, because it happened with Beyonce and Billie Eilish, non-Black stans, when their fave is going up against a Black person, it can get weird. It can get weird so fucking quick. Yeah. And I saw the shift in the comments, like whereas it was my audience talking to me, I saw it going to the other side. Yeah. And all of a sudden it was getting the comments were just it was like, this isn't horrible.
I got called a bitter baby mama.
What?
I said, now hold on.
Hold
I may be a bitter baby mama. What does that have to do with
You know what's so
you?
crazy? You know, if you say Noah look like his daddy, you get Noah looks like me. We have the clip.
I simply just speak the truth.
You know, me and Jazz was talking about that last because he had made a face, and Jazz was like, "Oh, he looked like his daddy when he did that." I said, and they be acting like I'm bullshitting. Jamila be acting like I'm saying some bullshit.
I don't see it. How about that? I speak the truth. My son is a Cartwright.
Please, bitch.
And that's all I knew,
Oh
darling.
my God. Little Noah is caught as a bell. My son is a bell. From the Dorothy and Jimmy.
The jeans are strong and long. You hear me?
Please, I'm crying. I was not ready for the Cartwright. I haven't seen that movie in years.
I'm always willing to quote a movie.
We're going to take a break. And we're back.
Thing is, the family that prays, isn't that what that's from?
Mm-hmm.
That is such a quotable movie.
It's so
honestly,
good.
that's one of Tyler Perry's best.
It's one of his best.
It really is.
It's so
and
good.
you only have to see it maybe once or twice, but you're gonna know like the quote. That's so fucking funny.
It's iconic.
When Tyler Perry does his big one,
He
he
going
does
to
his big
do it.
one.
Hello.
His good ones are good.
His good ones are good.
His good ones are good. I let y'all. I listen. All the Medea movies. Am I a fan? No, but the plays, I'll never talk shit.
The plays
I'll
are
never talk shit.
engraved. The play. What's your favorite play?
You gotta cook and clean and wash everything. Smile and grin and hang a man so we can write that check.
Pay it all your bills. And I give it
Hey, that one too. Honestly,
yes. Which play is that? Is that from? Which play is that?
I Can Do Bad. I don't. You know what I will say? I don't remember
might
them by
be,
the
I
names.
forget.
I remember them by the stories.
One of my favorites is the family reunion play. That's when they're in the backyard the whole time. And one thing I love about an old Black play, you get one set. We got one set, baby. We gonna flip that motherfucker around. I love it. Yeah, they're in the backyard the whole time, and that's when they have the boy from Silk singing.
Yes.
When I tell you, me and Jazz sing that song all the time. Go on, sit on right down and let me talk to you. There's something I want to say. I said, oh yeah, he ate that down.
So the thing is, what's so crazy about Tyler Perry plays is how like you started singing it, and it was like coming back as you're singing it. That's how engraved they are in your head. The old school joints really are.
I would
actually.
If he redid the plays today,
the play that the real Flex Alexander is going to be in that's coming to Houston. I don't know the name of it or anything, but I was telling her, I was like, yes, we are in that era. Yeah. Let's go see a live Black play.
I would love if Tyler Perry, like, I know he's kind of done with the plays, but if he was to come back and do a tour, and I want to be in one so bad.
I know.
I always want to be in a Tyler Perry
production. Yeah. I don't know, because, you know, like, that's the type of shit that, like, I'm talking about. Was that? No, that was Jazz when we had the crawfish boil last weekend. We were sitting talking, because, you know, and of course, Jazz and Sharonda were the first ones here. But, like, we're talking about, as you get older, it's like you still want to socialize. You want to go out, have a few drinks. Do you want to go to the club and sit in a section? Well, no.
Right.
But I do want to do an activity. And we were talking about like all the activities that you can do. And I told her about this play as well. I was like, I see the allure of like being an adult in the early 2000s and going to a Tyler Perry production.
Yes.
We're going to pregame.
Yes.
And we're going to go sit down and watch this play and laugh our asses off.
Right. And that was at a time where he was just at the cusp of fame, where he was still only Black famous. And I'm talking about Black hood famous too. So where it was like so accessible. It wasn't hard to get tickets. It wasn't hard to do anything. Like you could just do it. They were still going to the box office around that time. Like that is just so, I always say, I don't know if you feel this way, but I'm like a sucker for nostalgia. I feel like I am wrapped up and I never want to let it go. Some people think that you should let go of nostalgia. I never will.
No, listen, I literally just made a TikTok before I went to bed and I woke up this morning and I had like 300,000 like views. And I was like, yeah, people feel like this. Because I was talking about nostalgia. Peplum tops are back in style.
Are they?
Yeah. So this
don't know if I'll go that route.
Because this girl made a video and she was like an older millennial and she was like, Peplum tops were like, boo. And she's like, I saw an ad for it today. And I was like, and so I made a video. I was like, oh my God, I think I saw the same ad, but our energy about this situation is so different because at this, I'm a sucker for like 2010. Like, I know everyone loves Y2K, which I do too. Yeah. But the 2010s is when I was in high school. And that's when I literally had a subscription to 17, Teen Vogue, Word Up, which is, I said the Black Tiger beat, but I couldn't think of the name Word Up. And I was on YouTube. Like, I was just such a teenage girl. And like, these are the trends that I was literally in my room, like, oh, when I get money, to be a part of. When I get money, I'm in the Jeffrey Campbell Hills. I'm in the bandage dresses. I'm in the
Did you ever have some heelless heels? My auntie brought me some.
Heelys? Yeah, me and Darrington had those. I never learned how to skate on them because
No. The heelless heels. The ones that
no, but I wanted. Do you get what I'm saying? Remember I was telling you that when I was at your house last week, the the music video for EXO encapsulates 2014 perfectly. Like that is, I'm like, yo, our era is coming back in style. I'm fucking ready.
I've been seeing flannels.
Bitch, I'm ready. That's what I'm saying. Like the 2010s fashion, especially by the time 2014, 2015, we were in college. So we didn't have money, but we had
it started to change a little bit.
It started to change a little bit. I'm not ready for the hunter boots to come back. I don't want those to come back.
There are some things I'm gonna let the babies enjoy that I don't like. I've been there. I don't think I'm gonna go back to the peplums. I never really liked them, to be honest.
Oh, I think they cinch your waist in so hot.
Yeah, but I feel like they always looked really good for big titty girls.
No.
Because they would just cut off right after them tits and boom. And they looked real good on big titty bitches.
I think a good peplum with, don't hate me, a capri.
I thought you were going to say a pencil skirt. I was going to say, come on, Sister Mary.
Listen, I don't want, we missed business casual.
I love capris.
I love capris.
God, I love a capri.
I never stopped wearing them.
Just a little bit of ankle meat.
Well, in California, let me say this. I feel like capris they are more out of style now, but they just started like, and it's funny because it looks like they're cycling back. So that means they were only out of style in Cali for a couple years. Because I remember when I went to Hampton and people were like, you're wearing capris. And I was like, well, I'm from California. It's hot all the time. Like capris and some Birks? Bitch, come on, that's a fit. Capris and some Birkenstocks?
I remember there's a pair of capri pants that I had when I was a younger lady, a younger girl. And they had these like colored buttons. They had exposed buttons. And I just thought I was so fly. Like none of these bitches had these. And I felt like they made my butt look big. Mind you, I'm 13, but that was what was important to me at the time. I wanted to, and I thought I had a plump booty. Probably did not have anything at all. I had nothing. I was flat chested. I was just a body.
It's about the
exactly. And so I wore those. I think I wore them every week. I would make sure they were washed and make sure they got back in rotation.
What's so crazy is being in middle school and high school and having your favorite article of clothing that you literally wear once during the weekend, every weekend.
Yeah, I wore them the day that Michael Jackson died.
That's a fun fact.
I remember the outfit.
I remember what I was doing the day Michael Jackson died. We had went, what's crazy is, I'm about to age you. We were with my godbrother. He was like 2 or 3 because he was born in 06. It was about 3. It was the summertime. And I know that because we were out of school and it was like a weekday. And we were at the big library in downtown Sacramento. We had taken me, Darrington, and Juju, Jaden. And my mom had taken us to the library. And we did our whole morning in the library and all this stuff. And as we're leaving the library, a homeless man, because downtown Sacramento, runs into the library and starts screaming, Michael Jackson died. Now, again, this is a fucking library. It's silent. And there's a man who's clearly homeless screaming, Michael Jackson died. Michael Jackson died. You know how my mom is a teacher and she's strict. She walked straight up to him and said, you shouldn't speak like that.
Lindy had to gather that
She
man.
said, because like she's an old school fan. She said, you
Yeah.
shouldn't speak like that. He's like, he's dead. And he looked crazy.
But and what's crazy is that is the type of hysteria that actually happens.
No, and I'm not even done.
And they don't even know.
So we walk outside. Cars are like driving slow because it's downtown. But again, it's downtown. Maybe it's traffic. But the air was like different. So we get in the car, which again, aging you, Juju's graduating high school. They moved to Atlanta, actually. I'll be in Atlanta in May for his graduation. But like, we get in the car. My mom turns on the radio. The first thing they say, the king of pop, Michael Jackson, has died. My mom, whoa. She didn't we have to sit there for a second. And then obviously they're playing all his music. People were stopping on people were like, full stop, I have to stop. Like people were having to go around, and then you're like going around these cars and the windows are down because it's summertime, it's hot. They're like clearly crying, and it's like Michael Jackson playing on it. It was the craziest shit. I hadn't seen the world stop like that until Kobe died. That was the same type of the world had to pause because the world fucking paused. Granted, when Kobe died, we were all inside because of it was right.
It was just
COVID.
at the beginning, so we were like, we didn't know just how serious COVID was yet.
Inside because school was about to start. I forgot. I was at my ex's house. I don't know why I wasn't outside that day, but we were at his house. But I was also. It was just so weird the day Michael Jackson died.
Yeah,
There should be a movie the day Michael Jackson died.
No, literally, that day was so insane. I will never forget the intimate details of that. I was actually at my grandparents' house in Mobile, and because we were just there for the summer. It was me, Jelani, and Jonathan, and they were on a rampage that weekend. They were so bad that weekend, Jelani and Jonathan, and I just was feeling like I'm the older sibling. Yeah. I was too cool for school, so I would always just sit with my grandma and watch her stories and stuff. And so I had on my little capri pants that I said. I had on this orange shirt with gold jewels right here. It was my favorite outfit, honestly, truly. I had on my best for him, okay? And we were just watching my grandmother's stories, and my grandfather, she was watching Days of Our Lives. Oh, she watched all of them though. Okay. She was faithful, but I think we was watching Days of Our Lives that day. And my grandfather was in their room and he was watching the news because he's an old man and that's what he would do. He watched news or Jeopardy or an old Western. Those are the only things that he watched.
Old blacks from the South love a Western.
Yes.
There's an actual, because my grandmother, that's all her TV stays on. It's the Western channel.
Yeah. That's the only reason I know some of those things because of him. Yeah. So he's in there. So yeah, I'm laying on the couch and my grandfather opens the door. And my grandfather was infamous for just saying things. Just like, what are you talking about?
He was a man of his generation. Still a black man.
But it's funny is he was a man of not many words. He was not a talker. Yeah. But he would always just say random things. And so he busts out that door. He go, y'all turn on the news. They say Michael Jackson the damn died. Excuse me? I said, Granddaddy, why would you say something like that? Because I'm like thinking he's trying to play with me.
Why would you say that?
I'm thinking he's trying to play with me because everybody knows that I was Mrs. Michael Jackson. Like I was indebted. I was like so down bad. So I'm like, Granddaddy, why would you say that? That is so mean to say. Until they actually turned on the news. I said, and mind you, when they turned on CNN, the first image I see is him on that fucking stretcher. That image is engraved.
Was he covered up or not?
No, they had the thing on him because
they were bringing him down the stairs.
Yes. That was the first thing I see on TV. That image is never leaving my sight because that traumatized the fuck out of me. I've never seen him like that before. And that image is insane. I was like, oh my God, like that shit was serious. So I said, what the fuck? I literally, at that point, it wasn't confirmed. See,
right, because they didn't know because they were trying.
Right, we were we were watching this live. That was live footage. Right, they were bringing him into the ambulance, so that was live. And so I remember it was Wolf Blitzer who announced it directly. I was there. So before it had got announced, Jazz mean ass called me. She said, Michael Jackson's dead. I was like, no, he's not. CNN has not confirmed. Don't you speak evil over his name. I hang up, and I mean, not 30 seconds later, Wolf Blitzer goes, we have confirmed Michael Jackson dead at 50. When I tell you, I was already standing up. I fell to the floor. I'm talking about full on hysteria. I'm on the floor flailing. Not Jazz. Jelani and Jonathan come from the back room and they're looking at me like, what the fuck just happened? My grandmother is trying to pick me up off the floor, like, come on, baby, come on, baby. I am losing my mind. Like, I don't think I've ever screamed like that before. I lost my mind. I was so distraught. I literally was just like, no, I was supposed to see him. No. I'm literally like just falling out. Like, I couldn't even stand up. And so then my grandmother picks me up and she's like, it's okay, baby. It's okay, baby. Everybody got to go. And she starts to give me the death talk. And I'm like, I don't want to hear this right now. That is Michael Joseph Jackson. And so what's crazy is this is how you know I was really Mrs. Michael Jackson. Do you know that my entire family began to call me as if I was the mourning? I was in mourning. I heard.
They were calling you like you was the one in mourning.
They were calling me back to back. I had so many. I don't even remember who all called me because I was just so disillusioned. But my whole family was calling me like, I heard about Michael. And it got so, I heard about Mike, as if we all knew him. But it really was crazy because like it just felt so unreal. Mm-hmm. And of course, I knew at the time he was planning his big tour, This Is It, which was going to be his farewell. I was fully ready to go to that tour. I was pissed. How could you die?
But you went and saw the movie. Well, of course.
Yeah, I mean, I went to see the movie, but
it's not the same.
That's not the tour. Yeah. I wanted to see him. I wanted to be front row like I am going to be for Beyonce. And I wanted to scream and I wanted to have my moment. So, but yeah, it was such a distinct day. And then, God, they did not make it any better by drowning us in Michael Jackson for the next couple of weeks.
We were drowning in Michael Jackson. Remember the BET Awards was like right after that? That's how his children don't even know that was Chris Brown's comeback. Michael Jackson dying was his like comeback. He was crying, snotting.
They had to damn near change their whole show in like a matter of like a week. Damn near.
Jackson did a scream. So good.
That was on the MTV. That was the VMAs. Yeah, it was so good. I was crying then too. I cried with everything, to be honest, with Michael. His movie's coming out, the biopic that was actually authorized by the family this time, and I'll be crying for that as well.
Okay. Yeah. Was American Dream authorized by the family though?
Yes, but it was a
miniseries. This wasn't a movie.
Yeah, and it wasn't just Michael. It would led up to right when he got to Thriller.
Right.
It really wasn't just about Michael.
It was made in 1993, so it was like it stopped at Thriller, but it was like
because I don't even think they really showed.
Yeah, they didn't even. It was more about their childhood.
Yeah, and then it went to when they got their the reunion tour. That's what it went right up into that point.
Yeah,
didn't even get to really Thriller.
Yeah, no, that's a really well done miniseries. So
really good, really good.
And I like how they did how Joe and Katie met too.
Mm-hmm. I love that.
I love how they started. I loved it. And there are some. I have recently stumbled upon archivist of Michael Jackson, and I've seen pictures of both Joe, like his grandparents, who I didn't know. You don't think about these things like, wow, you actually have a family too, and there's a lot of pictures.
And they have a large family.
I mean, obviously, but I'm saying like they had pictures of them like all through the 70s and 80s, like basically in Gary, Indiana, with their grandparents. It is like shit that I've never seen. I've obviously never seen these candid family photos before. So I'm like, first of all, where'd you guys get these? Because this is Joe's dad. This is Patron's mom. Like, where'd you guys get these?
Yeah, it's so much. There's so much Jackson lore. But
I mean, and Gary, Indiana's small. I actually know, like, we have family friends who are from Gary, and it's like their family, the Jacksons, a lot of them are still there. So it's like, the person was like, well, half of Gary is related to them anyway. It's like, it's a
big ass family,
and it's not a big city, and it's Indiana's really black.
Yeah, it's like super black. Like Gary is actually one of the blackest cities in the country.
Yeah. No, it makes sense. It really does. Well, we love the Jacksons. I be forgetting Tito done gone to glory as well sometimes.
So
I
sad.
saw an in memoriam and they put him
Yeah.
in there and I said,
I was
"Damn
really
it."
wanting. I was really wanting for when the movie to come out, for the premiere, for all of the kids, all the Jackson kids, because at that point, Michael was the only one that was gone, except for the twin that had died when they were like a baby, but
Yeah.
whatever. So it would have been all of them back together to support this movie of their brother, memorializing him that way.
Yeah.
And Tito now gone too. Oh, I'm gonna be a mess. I think I need to dress as Janet or something for the movie. I haven't determined how I'm gonna dress, but I will be in theme.
We're gonna take a break.
And we're back.
When I was going through my Michael Jackson phase, and I feel vindicated. I always felt a kindred spirit in LaToya. I did. I know she's the problematic sibling, but I do feel
But
like
she's gone through a lot, so we
she's
forgive.
gone
So
through
we
so
forgive her.
much.
Yes.
Just and then being in the space and time we're in now, we're learning about women and abuse and sexual abuse. It's like, LaToya, I knew you weren't a bad guy.
Yeah.
I knew you're just
She came back.
you know,
We knew she would come back.
I really this is like my wish of a parallel universe. I, as someone who really enjoys Black features, I love Black features. Especially the girls. I really, with the exception of Rebe, because Rebe's nose job is so it's so crazy how I wonder if either Rebe was the first nose job. I believe she has to be the last because she has the same nose as them, but it looks good. If you get what I'm saying, like hers still looks very nice. I want to see what they would look like without the nose jobs because I think LaToya was so pretty. Like LaToya
Yeah.
was so pretty for the
Yeah.
nose job. Seriously. Janet went and got hers right when she graduated high school. So we didn't even really get to see her like what she would have looked like outside of it. But LaToya, when she used to have them big ass baby hairs and that 70s Farrah Fawcett, LaToya was some tea girl.
It's interesting because it's like they're really just a good looking family.
They're
all
seriously.
super cute. Like when they were kids, like they were just the cutest
Cutest
kids. Oh my God. I just love them. I mean, we can look at Jackie.
Well,
Jackie ain't touched nothing. Still look
that's
good.
it.
He was fine. And Jackie was always the fine one now.
Jackie's a good looking man.
He's fine. Yes, he looks really good.
And I
He's
really-
aged very well.
What I enjoy about the Jacksons, they're not a complete Diana Ross. They have like half of them have gone white and half of them are still Black.
Yeah, a little half and half.
A little half.
Yeah. And it's funny because they all look alike.
Yes.
All of them
Except
spawns.
for them kids that Michael has. Because them is not his kids.
They're his children.
They're
They're just not
not.
biologically his. And that's okay.
That's okay.
Because they're still Jacksons.
But they don't look like him.
And well,
If Paris tried to say she was Black, y'all would get mad. Paris Jackson is Black, Jamila.
I don't speak on those babies.
She's fucking orange.
I don't speak on those babies.
Fucking 30.
I don't speak on them babies.
You know, shout out to Paris. She just overcame addiction. Seriously. Did you see that? Being serious, Jamila.
The segue was insane. I was
shout
not
out to
prepared.
Paris.
I did see.
Did you
Yeah.
see? She was doing heroin.
Yeah. I
That's
mean,
tough.
her dad died.
Yeah, but heroin is crazy.
Yeah, I'd probably do heroin if my dad died in 2009. And I was like, I just got here. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Like,
I
what?
didn't. When I read that caption, I said, God, I mean, good for, like, seriously good for her for, like, overcoming it. But that's fucking deep.
Yeah.
To be, like, heroin is one of the more,
That's
obviously,
the
intensive drugs.
bottom of the road.
Yeah, like, that's bottom, like,
Yeah. My dad used to work at a facility. So it was a mental institution, essentially.
Yeah.
But, of course, they also do rehab because kind of the same shit. Like, it's a mental thing.
Okay.
So he dealt with a lot of people with addictions. And he would always say, like, the people who did heroin, they were real addicts. Like there was a different level of addiction because it's the end of the road essentially. And a lot of people who did how there's the gateway drugs or whatever that they call them, which really is a thing. I fear. I hate to be all there, but there is a such thing as gateway. Now, is marijuana the gateway drug that they say it is? No, but a lot of those drugs definitely are gateway.
Drugs.
Right. And so they'll kind of just take you. And because heroin is so addictive and so intense, like it's hard to shake.
My dad used to do heroin.
Damn.
Yeah. He overcame that. Like, that's a fun fact. He doesn't have
That's
any
crazy.
veins in his arm, so whenever we take him to the doctor, it's
Mhm.
always like a pain in the ass
Mm.
because granted, if we about the same skin tone, so you would think it'd be easy to find a vein, they're all gone.
Mm.
Yeah. Shout out to Fred too for overcoming heroin addiction. Yeah.
Just good old Ray Charles.
Listen, he was at that time, and what you're talking about, the gateway drugs, I've actually talked to him. He's like, well, yeah, it's like we knew certain stuff was bad, but then it's like you keep trying to do more.
And it was
do
so,
more.
especially because I know he was in them streets
exactly.
and around
Street
it. So
niggas.
it was
like,
so
yeah,
it was
like,
so
he was-
easy to get into. Like even with like Ray Charles, like everybody who was in the music industry around that time was on that smack, is what they used to call it. That smack.
No, seriously.
Yeah, on that dope.
That's why whenever someone was like, I said, "Oh, heroin," and they're like, "Yo, what time are you from?" I said,
Hey, the old
"Hey,
times.
you do that shit."
Like yeah, we
Heroin,
grew
that's
up.
heroin.
That's that heroin.
That's that heroin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm, damn. Yeah, it's actually
He said that
insane.
was fun though.
My dad also said that.
Yeah.
My dad
the
said
old school shit though, like not the one that's cut with
no,
fentanyl.
the real
The
shit.
real shit.
The pure shit.
The pure shit.
That they was get with the panky.
That at like studio.
Yeah.
Studio
If I
people.
was a product of the times, let me tell you something. I would have been doing.
That's why I'm like,
Y'all just don't y'all don't get it.
I'd have been boned in.
I would have been.
Because I'll be honest, I didn't see. I'm not diagnosed officially with ADHD, but them caught me an Adderall or two. And the way that Adderall makes me not have no appetite, bitch.
Yeah.
If I had been on,
Baby, my jaw would have been.
I'm looking like Chris Brown.
Let me tell you, baby, I would have been in Studio 54 sweating.
And I would have been skinny as a board.
And
I
I
would have
would've
like
been-
Diana Ross. Just
And I would have had all the boys.
and you want to know
all
what
the
I
lovers.
love about the thin Coke thin? You so skinny that your titties deflated a little bit. They don't. The children don't know about the.
It'd be nothing but
the little
just
rib.
chest.
Oh, just nipple.
Just chest and
I did.
rib.
Just sweating.
And they didn't give a
blowout.
damn. Yeah.
Yeah,
I would have been there. I would
would've.
have for sure been there.
Pupils.
No doubt in my
dilated.
mind. And it's funny because now, like, because of who I am,
Mhm.
sober, I actually am terrified to ever see myself on the
Yeah.
cocaine. I don't think
No.
those are things that I don't need. And I'm glad that I have that discernment in myself to know that because number one, I feel like I would get addicted to it because I feel like I would love myself on cocaine.
Yeah, that's part of the reason. Like, I won't say it's not like won't get diagnosed for ADHD, but the couple times, the couple times I have, like when I've taken Adderall a handful of times, like in college to focus here and there, like literally like 5 times. First of all, I love it. Secondly, I don't eat for 3 days. And thirdly, I'm like, I don't need to be taking this on a regular basis. I got a raw dog life because I will. Oh my God! Before we go into spinning, I have to show you the story. I was like gonna say I will lose my ass, but the thing is, when I was living in Baltimore and going through it with my ex, because I'm one of the people who people are emotional eaters. I'm emotional uneat. Like when I'm emotional, I don't have an appetite. I don't eat at all. So like when I was living in Baltimore, I was extremely thin, and I will never forget this boy from Sacramento. I posted a picture, and it was to the side, and I looked at the picture, and I like, granted, I was still slim thick. It was still a little bump. It just wasn't. It wasn't fat or nothing. I was
Just a
skinny,
smaller bump.
a little bump. He was like, "Damn, they don't let you have no ass in Maryland."
And it was at that moment I knew.
He
Damn.
said, "Damn, they don't let you have no ass in Baltimore."
Oh.
Oh my God. So I was just sad and I wasn't hungry. So I can't be on these ADHD pills that are gonna make I will lose my ass. Damn, they let you have no ass in Houston? No, they let you have all the ass out here. It's me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you started eating again.
Yeah. And then I never really stopped.
If I was to do cocaine, I would like go. I just know I would be like, I would go in and I would just become a crackhead. Next thing you know, I'm smoking pipe.
Not
That's why
Jamila.
Yeah, I would.
Do you know the story Darrington found meth in his car?
Yes, you told me about that.
My brother bought a car, like a obviously a used car, and he never uses the back seat, right? And it's a Lexus. So he bought like a used car. He just throws his gym shit back there. He only drives in the front seat. So he was cleaning it out one day, and in like the head part, it's like a compartment. So he's like, "What the fuck is this?" He opens a little booby trap, full on methamphetamine paraphernalia, and a whole thing of crystal.
Whoever lost that was
I
tweaking
know.
the
Wait,
fuck out.
yo, we said Babe was probably more mad about that than the repo.
Oh, for sure.
Because when I say that, mind you, he didn't know what it was. So he called his homegirl, shout out to Lex. Darrington was, I'm like, dang, we be out there, but we're not, like, we're Fred's kids, but we lend these kids too, because he didn't know what it was. So he called Lex and he said, he put it in the camera and she instantly said, "Whoa, bro, what are you doing?" Like, whoa. He's like, "No, nigga, I'm asking you what this is." She was like, "That's crystal." And no lie, it looks like shards of glass.
It gets its name, honestly.
No, yes.
Yeah.
It really just looks like crystals.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah.
Do you know what crack smells like? I do.
You've been to Philly? Shout out to the Eagles.
Crazy.
Didn't you say you want to go to Philly? Let's go smell some crack.
My dad told me that crack smells like car exhaust.
Let's spin it.
We're going to take a break.
And we're back.
All right, y'all. Let's get into some spin it.
All right. Spin it is our segment. First of all, I don't feel like we haven't said this in a while, but if you want to write in and let us know about your salacious, messy situations, definitely email at unhinged@immoralpod@gmail.com. I feel like we just be reading the spins and we don't always say the email. But spinning is our segment. Jamila and I were PR communication girlies in undergrad. Now, full disclosure, we're not PR professionals. But we do like the hustle, we do like the game, and we do like to give you guys a little spin on how to get out of your pickle when it comes to something messy that you've done. We do have an update on, what was it, Brenda, Catherine, and Brianna. Was that the names we gave them? Brianna, Catherine, Angela. The girl who, Angela was the friend, Catherine was married, Brianna was talking to Catherine. The episode where I was like, husband!
Where Mecca was.
I did not realize you were sleeping with that lady husband. I thought that was a boyfriend. I thought that was an apartment, not a home.
So we have an update, which is exciting. I'm loving the updates, y'all. Also, if you do send us a message, be sure to include your ages for all of the people involved so that we can really give you some good advice.
Yeah, that matters.
All right, let's get into it. Hey, Mecca. Hey, Jamila. I've been watching y'all pod for weeks, waiting for my spin it to air. And lo and behold, it aired on today's episode. Thank y'all for choosing my story. So much so, I felt compelled to give y'all an update. I told Catherine. Catherine is on Brianna's head. Catherine also got her man back.
No, that's right, bitch.
He said he did it to get her mad because he knew he could get Brianna.
Brianna, don't you feel like a stupid bitch?
Damn, I know you feel like a dumb slut.
Keep going.
Catherine and her man are back together. After watching, I see it wasn't clear, but they were not married at the time, but they are married now.
Woo! It's been 2 weeks.
God damn.
What the was the courthouse? Okay, I'm sorry. Keep going.
I'm confused. And now I'm crying because y'all gave me the name Angela, and that's my fake name when I go out, LOL. But Brianna and I are no longer quote unquote friends. She is the godmom to my kids, so it keeps in contact with them. This ain't the first time Brianna pulled no mess like this. She did it years ago with another mutual friend, and I messed up and gave her an option to tell on herself, and she did. And she told me she did. This time, I told my girl. Told Brianna she was dead wrong. She's mad at me because she feels I chose Catherine over her. You damn right I did.
Exactly. You can't keep fucking everyone's man, Brianna.
We in our 30s, too old to be moving like that. Like, are you dumb? But appreciate y'all. I'm glad y'all were enthusiastic about my story. Oh, that was a good update. That was a happy ending.
Got married in the 2 weeks of the
got her nigga back and doubled
But
it.
y'all tried to make me seem like I was stupid because she said she wasn't married.
I just saw a separation and assumed marriage.
So they were probably engaged.
I guess they were in some type. They were clearly close to that. So I guess it was still kind of the same.
Same
vibe.
But both advices apply, I feel.
Yeah.
But Brianna, girl, that's you can't, and you done did it before.
I was gonna say now it's giving character flaw. We need to, Brianna. I need you to
It's
send
giving
your
Ariana Grande.
Oh.
Can Brianna? Because can Brianna? Can you sing? Because girl, that's the only reason we be overlooking her fucking everyone, man. Because she could sing.
And it's like, Brianna, I need you to come to the front, and I want to know your side of the story. Because why do you fuck everybody's man? Because there is a thing where there are women out there who only like to fuck other bitches' men, and there's
The chase.
What is that?
It's the chase.
What is the chase?
The chase of like, you know how when you're sneaking something and it feels like the thrill of it's like I'm not supposed to be having this, but I am. And then also the process of getting it, because you know, they should be like not giving into your advances right away.
Right. So it's like a little
It's
bit
like
of
it's a game of cat and mouse.
and it's like
It's a thrilling
whose nigga
game.
can I get next?
And then if you notice, like as soon as they get what they want, it's no longer thrilling. They don't care. That's really what I think Ariana has.
Hey.
I mean, and at this point, Elizabeth Taylor too. Like the thing is, when you know your friend is like that, at that point your friend is. So at this point, like Angela said, this is who Brianna is. So you have to make the choice. Do you love your friend as is?
I was gonna say the friend fatal flaw.
The friend fatal flaw. But where Brianna's fucking up is you're fucking friends of the home. Like you're fucking. That's where. Because I said that someone said y'all are selectively girls, and I will take that.
Yeah.
Yeah. If my friend is fucking someone else's man I don't know, do I approve? No, but I mean, it's my friend. You can't fuck my friend's man though.
Right. And I think that's what's gonna happen right now. Like, I don't know if you guys have heard, because I said your friend fatal flaw. The idea is your friends are gonna have some things that you may not, it may annoy you, or may have some things. You have to determine, is this gonna be bad enough for me to not be friends with them? Or is it's just gonna be my friend's fatal flaw, and I'm just gonna accept them for who they are? Because you can't change. There's a lot of things that you really can't change about your friends. So it's like, I'm just going to accept this crazy little part of you. Yeah. So your friend fatal flaw is basically there's a characteristic or something about your friend that you may kind of annoy you or get on your nerves or something. But you have to take the time to think, is this something that is going to, you know, interact with our friendship to the point where I don't want to be friends with them? Or is it something I'm just going to accept? And if you're going to accept it, then you accept it and you don't keep bringing it up. And it just is what it is. And I feel like everybody has a fatal flaw. So it's like friendship fatal flaws, relationship fatal flaws, whatever it is. So Brianna's fatal flaw is she's a nigga fucker.
Yeah.
And so,
but you can't fuck the friends.
But you can't friend. Forget a friend, right?
You're the friend fucker, but you can't fuck the friends.
Fuck the friends. You can't be cousin Faith. You know what? Fuck the family. I let the family in my house. You know what? The family fucked my husband. You can't be like Faith. You know what I'm saying? They knew Faith was fast. Everybody knew Faith was fast. Everybody knew Faith was doing some bullshit. That's why she was the cousin that was quiet. That's why when she came over, it was like, oh, Faith. You know, she never has a stable home. Yeah. But you love Faith because that's your cousin. Yeah. But you let Faith in that home and family, and God damn it, she fucked the family.
And you know, that's what Karen Clark Sheard told Kiki. And they got mad at Kiki. But, you know, Miss Karen said, don't you let them have to spend the night at your house around your husband. You know, Kiki husband are cute too. Not that he would cheat, but
especially if your friend is a fucker.
I was gonna say that might be something your friend want to get into.
And it's like, I don't think I have any nigga fucker friends.
No. I don't think I have any nigga fucking friends too. I do have. I don't think I have. I don't think I have no nigga fucking friends. But I
don't think I've ever had the thought of like, let me not leave this.
I haven't had that
girl
thought.
around my man.
I haven't had that
thought. Because if you do it, maybe you did it and he did it too, and it's just gonna get done.
I've never had that thought. I've had some homegirls be unfaithful, but that ain't my business.
Yeah, same. I don't care. When they say, would you be friends with somebody who's cheated? Did they cheat on me? I don't give a fuck.
Niggas do it every day. Shut the fuck up.
Cheat every day. I don't care if my bitch cheat.
Girl.
She didn't cheat on me.
All right, we about to get into this other spin it. Because last week y'all got mad. Oh, y'all only did what is this? What is this called? An update.
My bad, Joel. My bad, Joel.
Oh, Roberta Flack died? And we just talked about Michael Jackson dying.
I thought she was already dead.
That's so fucking crazy. Oh, what? But I feel like Jamila.
No.
Read the damn
Roberta. Now I'm sad. I thought she was already gone. Damn, how old was she when she died?
She had to been in her late 70s. She's an older lady. Because remember, Luther Vandross used to sing backup for her.
Yeah, she had
88.
to
She
she had
oh,
to.
she
That's why I'm
lived
like,
a long life.
that's why I thought she was already dead. I knew she was old. Okay.
Well, she wasn't already dead. She died today.
Rest in peace, Roberta.
Rest in peace. Love me some Roberta.
Yeah.
Flack.
Well, all right. Let's
88 years. That's a blessing.
all right. This is called Single Mom Needs Help. Let me lock in.
It's your ministry. Oh, girl, you're pretty. She has a picture. Hey, girlies. I want to start off by saying y'all are really killing it with y'all's podcast so far. I've been living on my own for 3 years with no family and very little friends, and listening to y'all kind of keeps me grounded and makes me feel less lonely. Me and my child's father have not been living together since moving to a new city 3 years ago. I tried working things out, but this year he confessed that he has had sex with other women because I said we should focus on just co-parenting. Personally, I felt that he moved on to dating too fast, but then I remembered some of the shitty things that he did while we lived together, so I shouldn't be surprised. I think I'm ready to move on to date. However, seeing my mom get into abusive relationships after her and my dad split, I wouldn't want to risk having my daughter, 7 years old, see me go through the same things. Do you guys have any advice on dating or talking, being a single mom? I'm not desperate or looking into getting into a new relationship, but this broken heart needs a distraction.
Okay. So first of all, I need to break this down into a few different thoughts.
It was such a short letter, but it had so much.
It did.
Yeah.
So first of all, that nigga was probably doing that before.
Yeah,
I hate to break that to you.
That's why you said you weren't
Yeah,
surprised.
I just,
you know that.
but I'm glad. I just want you to, because you didn't say those words. I need you to say those words. He was probably fucking
when y'all was together.
Just to put that out there. That's number one. Number two, I hate to sound so blunt, but you asked me. Don't care that he moved on that quick after y'all are broken up. Y'all are broken up. Sorry. I don't think there's a such thing as moving on too fast. Because you only think that because you still have feelings for him in some way. I'm not saying that you still are in love with him or all these, but you have some feelings for him. That's why you feel like he moved on too quick. He clearly is showing you that he does not have those same feelings for you. So if you needed a sign, if there was ever a sign that it's time for you to let that go, let that thought go and move on, that's it. He's fucking other bitches. You need to be fucking other niggas, or at least talking to somebody else. Like, fuck him. And this actually, your dating advice that I'm going to give you has nothing to do with your kids. Because I don't know what it is about single mothers. And I've been there, so I can say this. We always feel like we have to, but I'm a single mother. I'm kids, single mother, kids. That actually has nothing to do with when you should start dating, how you should start dating, any of those things. As long as your children are taken care of and they're good, you can date. Now, obviously, if your kids ain't taken care of, maybe dating should be your priority. But if your kids are taken care of and you handle business as a mother, you should not feel no type of shame with dating multiple people, finding that love of your life and doing those things, because number one, the man is doing it. And number two, you're a woman who has kids. Your identity is not having kids. That is a part of your story. That's not your whole story. Like, you're still a bitch.
That's the one thing by Little Moms not being my biological daughter. A lot of the things that single moms feel about dating, I did not feel, but I did have the experience of being a quote unquote single mom. And when I was dating with, like, not to sound like this, she didn't stop a motherfucking thing.
Yeah.
Like, to your point, she's taken care of. She's fed. She's full. She's in here. She's happy. I'm going on. And mind you, when I got her, she was 12, 13, 14. So she was also coming into her own in terms of, I was very open about dating with her. I didn't tell her all my business. I didn't bring no niggas around her.
Yeah. But she was like kind of age where she could like be at home by herself.
I was going to say she wasn't a baby. I would go on dates and I would leave for a couple hours and come back. I would, we had rules and boundaries. You need to be in bed. And when I get back, you need to be asleep and all this. She had chores and shit. We had a really good setup. But what I'm saying is I never felt like, because I'm taking care of her, I can't date. Like I didn't have those feelings. to her point about the abusive relationships and having a fear of dating as a mom, going through that experience with your kids, I hate to sound
That was the
callous.
trauma part that kind of gagged me. I was
so that is the trauma part. Unfortunately, as women, and this is why we say it's so scary, you wouldn't know.
There's nothing
you can do to like prevent that from happening. What we can do is try and like
gauge the signs.
Like gauge and look for signs. But men can be perfect and then one day decide to start to be abusive.
And that's the part that frustrates me about the conversation of single women. When the men start to talk about how, oh, you guys need to pick better. I don't think y'all are understanding. It's like I think a lot of men misunderstand the idea that a lot of these men lie. And when we are saying lie,
they get it because they themselves, like, that's the thing. We just live under a patriarchy and people want to act like they don't want to say the quiet part out loud, which I feel like a lot of times you and I actually get in trouble for. But it's like, I think that we, like, even to your point, I think we give men too much. They don't know. No, they do. They just know how the patriarchy is set up.
Like, you niggas
like,
be
you
giving
watch your homeboys lie all you watch your friends.
And when I
do
say
it yourself.
These niggas lie, I'm not just talking about telling lies. I'm talking about living a lie.
Living lies.
You are a lie because they will mold themselves into the perfect person for you so that you can be disillusioned, and then boom, out of nowhere, they're the meanest nigga you've ever met in your life. What the fuck just happened? And it is so interesting being somebody who has been in a verbally abusive relationship. When I tell you it's not something that you can see coming, that is the scariest part about it. And that's what scared me the most because I'm very, very headstrong. I'm very, very independent. I'm all of these things. So when I'm looking back at the situation, I'm like, what the fuck? It's really a mind fuck because you don't even realize sometimes how abusive a situation was until you're out of it.
Out of it, yeah.
It's really insane. I don't think people who have not been in that situation, they really don't know how it works. And I honestly misunderstood until I was in the situation. It's a slow progression. It's one argument first, and then next thing you know, it's two, and then next thing you know, that's all you do. It's not something that's a switch overnight.
And then also, it wasn't until I was in therapy post-relationship, and my therapist was like, so it sounds like you were in an emotionally abusive relationship.
That's exactly
and I was
what
like,
happened.
What? Like, she was like, no, it sounds like emotional abuse. When we talk about love bombing, we use it very like, freely. But like the whole point of love bombing is someone love bombing you and then pulling that shit back. Which I experienced firsthand on a regular basis. Like I would get inundated with, I love you, all these gifts, all these da-da-da. And then all of a sudden you fucking hate me for 2 weeks.
And then
dangling and you're trying to, and you're constantly trying to get back to the place of like, oh my God, what can I do to like, fuck. And I talked about this on TikTok last night. I'm like, I fortunately had that very traumatizing, brain altering relationship in my early 20s. So now, unfortunately, this is the flip side of this. So this might be what sister's going through. Now, every little thing I don't like, fuck that, I'm gone.
I'm triggered.
But I feel
like I don't feel like it's a problem because I do feel like it's protecting me. So I'm so very much like, kind of tying it back to our Valentine's Day episode. I am very, very like hyper aware. I don't
strict. I mean, like what we're talking about.
I don't even want to date anybody remotely close to that person. Like I said, I don't want anybody who's nonchalant. I don't want any of that.
No,
I don't want that. I'm not doing it. Like,
well, I've never been a nonchalant person. Every nigga I've been with has been chalant.
I used to really feel like, the guy that's just in the corner, he's just so mysterious and he's just so like, fuck that. I want the nigga who's jumping
That's
up and down.
That's how I got caught up with the love bombing because I need you confessing your love for me.
Yeah, like 3 days in. I got caught up, and then it's just like, so when I'm talking to a guy now, if you show me any ounce of meanness, you're done. You cannot be mean to me.
We said this during the episode. I don't be running into mean niggas, but I will say, I think it's because of what we're talking about in terms of the things that I pull back when I see. And now at this point, it's been 5 years post breakup. Like you just do things naturally that I don't even think to like if a nigga's mean. I just stop talking to them. I don't even think like, oh, that was mean. It's just like, oh, I didn't like that.
Yeah, I don't tolerate.
I'm trying to think of like, I'm also not contrary to popular belief, I'm not an arguer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm loud and I'm boisterous and I'm
Mhm.
very direct with the things that I like that I don't like.
Mhm.
But I feel like because I am that way, and I'm that way so early on. Because the other thing I've learned, playing nonchalant with the niggas, and this is advice
will
for
never.
you getting
Yeah.
back into the dating game. Whoever you are in your relationship, that's who you need to show up as day one.
Mhm.
A lot of times girls want to, he took 10 minutes to text me back, so I'm gonna take 20. He took an hour, I'm gonna take 2 hours. No, if I'm looking at my phone, I'm gonna text. I am sporadic. That's who I am.
Yeah.
And you're going to the same point, the niggas are acting, you're acting. So what's gonna happen is he's gonna get used to you being this nonchalant, I don't care. And then he's gonna think that's you, and then he's gonna do stuff and it's gonna be pissing you off. And in that respect, that wouldn't be his fault because that's who he thinks you are.
And that's why I said I show up as myself. And you're just gonna have to take it or leave it.
Yeah, you're gonna have
I don't know.
I'm insane, babes. I'm not the cool girl.
Right.
I
I'm
didn't
not
like
about to
that.
sit up here and try to calculate the time that I need to text you back. I'm gonna text you back when I want to because I saw your message. Like I'm not doing that. Like I don't care if it seems like I'm thirsty because I text back fast. I don't. My phone's always in my hand. I literally don't give a fuck. Like you're gonna think what you're gonna think.
Say no shit. Like at this point,
like
if a nigga said, "Oh, you text me back too fast, you're thirsty," I'd be, "Are you 17? What the fuck?" I just would never.
Like I don't think that far through. Like I'm gonna text when I want to text. If I feel like calling you, I'm just gonna call you. I don't feel no shame about it.
Yeah.
Like I'm definitely
I'm a voice note person. Damn. Like, girl, when I say just when you start dating again, girl, first of all, I would recommend, and I assume Jamila does too, you don't have, like, obviously don't introduce these men you're dating to your children. That's like, don't do that.
I would never. I think actually,
I don't know if you're like
I'm like super against it unless you're
locked in.
Yeah. Now Noah has come across,
which is different,
and that's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
Versus being introduced and inundated, whatever the fuck, into my life. That's not happening unless you are my man, as in boyfriend, girlfriend.
Little Moms has came across, and the way she came across was part of the reason I stopped talking to him, because I was getting ready and like barging in my room, and I was showing him my outfit, and he was like, you know, stoic man. He didn't give me enough energy, and she felt like he didn't give me enough energy. So when I got off the phone, well, honestly, not even when I got off the phone, he was still on the phone. She had said out loud, "Oh my God, you look cute. Why didn't he tell you looked cute?" And like she said it, so ate that, and he could hear her, and he was like, "Oh, no, you look like." Obviously, he straightened up real quick, but I was like, "That's, you know, I could tell you've been around me because you got that nigga saying, no, you look super cute. I don't know what he's talking about. Like, I don't know why he just looked at you." But like come across, so that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't hide it. Yeah. Also, I don't know if you're like this. I would not date one. I did not tell folks about her simply because.
Say that again.
I didn't like. I wasn't the person who was like, so my cousin lives with me. She's 13. I'm taking care of her. First date. Like I just met you. I don't even know if I'm going to talk to you tomorrow. That doesn't seem like information that you need right now.
Maybe just because that situation is different because it's a whole thing.
Yeah.
But for me, it's like, it's just my son. So it's like, and he lives with me. He's always lived with me. It's like, this is actually a thing that you need to know, because if you don't want to date somebody with kids, and it's like
but so the actual thing is, I noticed having little moms, you know how boys use dogs to pick up girls? It was like, obviously I had a kid, so I did have the experience of like, she's always with me. We're always in the, like, she's literally always like, same concept. She's here and she's always around. But I would be like, I'm taking care of my cousin, and it would be like, oh my God, you're such a good person. And I'd be like, I am. Oh my God, thanks.
Well, yes, that's me.
But even if I had kids and I was a single mom, I don't talk too much about my person. Like I'm definitely the person on the first date who baits men into just talking the whole time.
Do you ask them if they have kids?
No. Never say never. The older you get, it's like more people have kids. I know staunchly when I was younger, I didn't want to date anyone with kids. Now I messed with Unc. He had a teenager.
I don't want to date people with kids.
No, I get it. But it's like, as you start running into people start, no, I'm saying people start having kids.
People be so mad that I say that, knowing I have a kid. I don't care.
Maybe you just want to be his first baby mama.
And I
feel like I've talked to men with kids before. Preference. Like, so that was the thing. I'm not mad at the preference. I'm a little bit more malleable and open to it now.
Yeah.
Still would rather not.
Yeah, I would rather not.
I would rather not. But if I met someone I liked, you have a kid, like I could see myself. I mean, I dated Unc. He had a teenager. So it was like, Okay, cool. But that's not information that I felt I needed on the first date from you or me. Because I feel like I just kind of want to get a feel for you. Now, what I did notice, like you, a lot of people do mention it. Like,
Yeah,
because it's
I
like,
will.
especially if like you're involved in your kid's life.
Yeah, I try to do it if it like just kind of comes up in conversation. Like I mention it casually because I do that normally.
Different for men though,
you know,
because if a man mentions his child, it's like it's not even really an indicator, but it's like I have a kid, I know about my kid. I feel like when niggas don't mention their children on the first date, it's are you that involved?
They're not.
They're not. So I like that was and that's what I was gonna say before we had to pause.
They're
But
not,
like
actually.
I would just sit there and like when I go on first dates, I kind of like, oh, so what about you? What about you? Like I don't even really do me. Like I'm learning.
I'm a talking.
You're a yapper, but I get it. But I just to Mama's point about abuse and different stuff.
Yeah.
I really like to take that first date to even figure out, am I going to talk to you tonight? Like, am I going to tell you, like, is this going to something that I want to move forward with? And I feel like when you let people just talk, you learn so much naturally because they'll just, people want to fill the void. So just start saying things about, like, you can tell, like, niggas will start talking about their politics, their kid, like all this stuff that
you'd be so shocked at the things that people don't ask about. And it's like, all these things I truly care about.
I need to know.
But I know, honestly, most of the guys that I've talked to and dated post having a child have known that I had a child beforehand also. So it wasn't also something that I had to like break the news to in a sense because they either knew me from Instagram or something like that or just in real life. And so it was like, it wasn't anything. Now the guys that I met like when I was on the dating apps there or whatever, but I also had it on my profile because again,
like you probably had that you were involved.
If I'm gonna take you seriously ever, I would like to know that in the first conversation. Otherwise, this is pointless. Because what if I really like your personality? I'm not going to try to.
Well, like I said, I do feel like it's different for women because it's harder for women not to take care of their kids.
Right.
Like with men, it's easy for a man to be a father and not be present and be active. And it's much easier for you to get to know a man in 3 dates and just now be finding out about his kid. So again,
but also I take those things into consideration too because there was a guy that I was dating with a kid and I very quickly noticed that he was not as involved in his kid's life as he made it seem. And I don't like that. I would have never taken him seriously. Like that plus other things that started to but I was still having fun with him. So I was still having fun with him. But I knew that I wasn't going to take him seriously.
Yeah. No, why would I have a baby with you?
Because I was like,
shout out to Sacramento Facebook. Why are you having babies and you've seen a nigga and he has kids and he's not active and now you're acting shocked on Facebook that he's not active in your child's life? You had the blueprint. You knew.
And why,
let's take some accountability,
as a single father, do you have a 1-bedroom apartment? And don't say it's to save money. I've seen your wardrobe.
Final thought. Just, I wouldn't even say dip your toe in. Just jump straight back in there.
And have some fun. Don't, because you're going to be new in dating. Don't seek out anything. Don't have any expectations. Keep those expectations low. Those standards high. That's the formula. And just have fun. Go on many and plenty of dates so that you can just get back in the swing of things. Because when you haven't been dating for a long time and you get back in it, it's going to be awkward, especially now because you have kids. You're kind of like, it's going to be awkward. So just start doing it. Start going on all the dates and having fun, listening to yourself and figure out what you like, because what you thought you may have liked, you probably don't. And do that. And girl, you'll be all right.
Yeah, I think that you should do everything Jamila said. And if you see something you don't like, dead it. And if you won't care because you'll have 17 niggas on the roster.
Exactly. When in doubt, get another nigga.
Yeah.
We're going to take a break. And we're back.
All right, y'all. We're going to read some of y'all's comments that y'all have been leaving on our various platforms. We really love reading y'all's reviews and y'all's comments because it lets us know, what y'all are feeling. Are y'all liking the podcast? Y'all not liking it? Give us some feedback. We want to make sure that y'all are always tapped in, but it seems that y'all really like us. I don't know. All right. So these are from Apple. From Allison, Arenality, whatever. Ladies, the way I've been needing a new podcast these days, I'm so grateful that you two are doing this. Looking forward to more. Thank you so much. This is from Lie A99. Y'all, I love this podcast. I look forward to it every Thursday. I be cackling.
But if we have some updates, can we have that plus and spin it? Maybe have an update after the spin it. I was itching for a longer pod. Love from Barbados. Okay, from Barbados.
Barbados. That was a bad
We
accent.
listening today, sister.
I'm reading from the Spotify, and Disgrace said, "Love everything y'all are doing with the podcast. I love the positivity and the honesty. Keep it up. Thank you." Acrylic 54 said, "That really is it. Everyone is lacking empathy in an effort to be right. No one is listening, and that means nothing will get done. And I agree, we need to drop labels." Exactly. Lala said, "Look, I remember the Tyson versus Holyfield fight. It was wild. I was 14 and saw it in real time on TV." So you saw that man bite that man's ear off.
That's crazy. How old are you?
She's 14.
How old is she now?
We'll do the math. When was the Holyfield fight?
I don't know.
I don't know what year it happened. Probably in the 90s. Probably in her almost 40s. Indy said yes to the ads. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. We got ads on Spotify now.
Okay, period.
Alasia said, "I heard an ad and actually got excited." I know that's right. That means we're making
my
money. You're
gosh.
not excited.
Okay,
Money.
I'm so confused. That's
Money.
Yay. Period.
We can pay Melisa.
Yay.
Vanny 2525-us said, "Hey, y'all got ads. Get it. Love y'all."
The way y'all know everything, I love that because I didn't know any of this until just now.
You're both freaking hilarious and also very insightful. Keep it up. And Kayla Morgan said, "Jamila, I feel you on the bald head. Face meat conundrum. I recently shaved my head and now I got to figure out how to lose 85 face pounds by next Wednesday."
Y'all are silly.
It was the
85
85
face
pounds. I'm gonna
crying.
steal that, Kayla. That is
Y'all are
hella
funny.
funny.
All right, these are from YouTube. Ed Mal said, "I love how YouTube puts Unhinged Immoral at the top of my feed on Thursdays. They already know." Exactly. Ed Master Shar says, "LMAO, it looks better this time. Thanks for the shout out, boo. I feel like I'm in trouble by the teacher."
Oh, that was who had said it looked like I was on FaceTime.
Oh, crying. Ed Jakaya C. Bell, cousin.
C. Bell.
Woke up because my stomach was bubbling, and now I'm up watching it, cracking the fuck up. Ed Anime Chiquette. This episode wasn't long enough. Love y'all. Y'all be on our ass.
It was under an hour last
I love
week.
y'all. Y'all are so funny. Ed Pooch LXO. I survived Girl Scout Camp to Mecca.
Shout out to Camp Menzies.
At CC 4175. Born in Atlanta and raised in Cobb County. I have never been to Lake Lanier. Never will. I'm crying. It'd be like that though. At Very Well, darling. Lake Lanier is Oscarville. A thriving Black community. Central Park was also a Black neighborhood. Clock it. Yes, Oscarville. I forgot about the name. Thank you for that. At Kira Morris Esset 3838. Speaking of boxing and brain damage, there was this famous WWE fighter who killed his wife and son. Oh, I remember that. What was his name?
Chris something. It was that
remember
white man. Because I'm a WWE head. Back
Yes.
in the day I was. I definitely know what you're talking about.
After they did the autopsy and on his brain, they saw how severely damaged it was. Yes, I remember when that happened.
And also the football. Yes, Chris Benoit.
Yes.
I was like, I knew it was Chris something. And then also it's not Troy, one of the Polynesian football players committed unalived himself.
Oh shit.
And they did his brain too.
Yeah. You know that one what's crazy is that it was a Black football player. He was talking shit, was crazy. He was talking shit about CTE, saying it wasn't real. And then he started to develop symptoms and he was like, I'm tripping. Shot himself in the heart and said, "Examine my brain." I forgot his name though.
I don't know his name. I never heard that one.
Yeah. He shot himself in the chest and was like, and told them, look at this motherfucker. It got to be something wrong with me. That CTE is shaking them. It's shaking baby syndrome for adults.
Yeah.
Just shaking that brain up. That brain is sensitive. You can't be getting that head knocked like that. You got to protect that head because your brain is jello.
Yeah.
And did y'all know that your brain cells, once they're dead, they're dead. They don't regenerate.
Yeah.
Y'all are dying.
No, that's why the lacking of the empathy and people becoming psychopaths was real.
Yeah.
They said Aaron Hernandez possibly had it as well.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That documentary was good.
They posted a picture of his daughter yesterday. She's about in middle school now. Very pretty girl. She looks just like her mama.
Damn.
One of his teammates is like hanging at like how what's his name with Kobe's daughters.
Yeah. And his documentary was really I gained a lot of empathy for him.
No, I did.
You really it's like, oh man.
Man.
It sucks when you see people do bad things.
Yeah.
But you get the information on how they got there. It's like, this is just a sad situation
It's very
from
sad.
top to bottom.
It doesn't change what you did.
Yeah, but it's like,
I have
it's a
empathy
damn.
for what was done to you as well.
Yeah. And it's like, damn, your head, you was really fucked up in the head.
You're also a victim.
You're a victim.
Wasn't he abused or something
Yeah.
along those lines?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, this was a sad note to end on.
Don't let your babies play boxing, football, or do meth. To tie it back to the beginning of that.
Or heroin.
Or that heroin. Well, thank you guys so much for another amazing episode. Oh, let's give some announcements for the things that we're doing coming up.
Okay. So yeah, I was gonna say, first of all, we're at 1:31, so no complaints on the time.
Yes.
But we
So-
did want to talk about what do you want to say first?
So I was gonna say, first things first, by the time this drops, we will be on our way to Mobile. You're coming Friday though, right?
Coming Friday because
Yeah.
I will be at the rodeo cook-off
Yes.
on Thursday.
So we'll be in Mobile this weekend for Mardi Gras. Happy Mardi Gras, y'all.
Happy Mardi Gras nails.
And then
Mardi Gras in Mobile. You know that's a
Yeah.
song?
There is?
Yeah, I made a set.
Oh,
It's
we're gonna
Mardi
have to
Gras
do
in
it.
Mobile.
Oh, we're gonna have to do
Dun,
it.
dun, dun, dun. It's like an actual song. I'm gonna play it for
Oh,
you.
we're gonna have to do a little TikTok to that.
Also, don't forget to subscribe to our Patreon.
Yes. Subscribe to the Patreon.
$3 USD.
Yes.
In our both of our link trees or in the link tree for the main pages.
Yes.
And also
when we get back from Mardi Gras, we are going to be going to Dallas. For
meet and greet.
meet and greet.
No.
There's something else. No, it's a fashion show.
The fashion show
For
and meet and
the
greet.
Desiree fashion show.
Yeah.
And then some meet and greet stuff. You just keep following us for all the details for that. And then we'll be in Austin for a panel. We're working.
We're working. We're on the Matthew Knowles plan. We are. Shout out to Melisa. She's got us on the ground floor. She said,
Yeah.
y'all will be in the Fiesta parking lot.
Yes. And we possibly will be hosting her country.
We'll be back in
festival.
Dallas.
We'll be back in Dallas.
April, we've got some stuff. We're not going to say that yet, but April, we've got some stuff.
We've got some cool stuff.
We're also
Really
working
cool
on
stuff.
merch. We got our
We're-
mock-ups for merch.
Yes,
It's
and y'all
really
are
cute.
going to
Love
die.
them.
You're
Yeah,
gonna
it's
die.
really cute. Even
we
Flex is a part of the merch.
Yes,
That's
we
so
have-
crazy.
We have our fingers tapped in. We're actually having a meeting today for our live show. We don't have a date yet, but we do
But
have
we are
lots of
really-
juicy things.
Yeah, a lot of juicy
um,
things.
What else?
Not to get too churchy. God is good.
Yes.
We are working. They
We
know
are
our
working.
We're working.
We're working.
They tried to bury us, but can no man stop or woman what God has for your life?
Has in
He will make a
store
table for you in
for
front of
you.
your enemies.
Amen.
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 Amen. See you guys next
Yeah,
week.
Unhinged and Immoral is hosted by Jamila Bell and Mecca.
Produced by Melisa D. Monts and Diamond MPrint Productions.
Post-production by Coco, Llorens.
Production assistant by Melanie D. Watson.
Music by Audie and Brooklyn Billionaires.
And graphics by Claudia Choi.